In turn of events that could have been lifted from a reality TV script, Jasmine shocked everyone by making an unbelievable offer. "Give me $300 and I'll stop fighting for custody of our child." No, you heard correctly. No one expected Jasmine to offer Kirk a deal to stop all of her efforts. Following months of dragging her heels through a contentious and widely reported custody dispute, Jasmine made an incredible demand of Kirk. The town is now rife with stories after what started out as an emotional and legal battle over their child devolved into a circus. You're most likely thinking the same thing as everyone else if that's what you're thinking. $300. Those who formerly supported Jasmine are now incredulous and question how we got here. It all began when Kirk, who is well known for his contentious decisions and blunt handling of family matters, assumed responsibility for their child's primary care during their tumultuous relationship. Kirk has always been a contentious person who has always come under fire for what he has done, but in contrast, Jasmine was presented as the victim fighting for her child, negotiating the media frenzy and trying to win. But everyone is on edge because of this sudden turn of events, and Jasmine's most recent suggestion is making many gasp. Despite what her offer suggests, Jasmine maintains that she is not selling her child. The issue is made much more bizarre by her cool-headedness when making this offer. The couple's admirers, who formerly viewed them as a quintessential case of family redemption, are now doubting everything. If not, all I want is serenity. In an interview with reporters, she was cited as stating, "This battle has been going on for far too long. I'm willing to leave this place if $300 can end it." It's alarming to consider that money may settle a child custody case, and it raises numerous concerns about Jasmine's real intentions. How could a parent reduce their child's worth to $300? Jasmine maintains that her actions are appropriate, but a local resident said that it's a slap in the face to all they've been fighting for. Resolving the conflict that has persisted for too long is more important than the money. But as the narrative goes on, the audience is left wondering if Kirk is purposefully taking advantage of the situation or whether Jasmine has reached her lowest point and is pleading for peace. Kirk has been extremely explosive in his response to the offer, and he's not having any. At a press conference outside his house, Kirk vehemently said, "This isn't about a cash transaction. This is about doing what's right for our child." His statements simply fueled the flames because of their emotional impact. When it comes to a child's future, how could anyone consider this to be just a money transaction? Some people, meanwhile, feel terrible for Jasmine because they believe she might be dying. Following months of legal disputes, Kirk's supporters are pointing out the absurdity of her offer and expressing their surprise at how she could set such a low value on a child's future. Is this merely a symptom of desperation in a family ripped apart by drama, scandal, and the media's examining eyes, or might this be the beginning of something even more outrageous? The startling aspect is that Jasmine's $300 offer didn't sit well with Kirk, so the narrative thickens here. It wasn't just about what was said, it was also about how he thought that it was wrong on many levels to sacrifice money to resolve a dispute about his child's future. Instead of being a sign of weakness, Jasmine's offer was the result of months of heated public debate that led to this peculiar conclusion. It became clear from the accompanying media craze that this was becoming more than simply a local issue. Rather, it was becoming a national spectacle. Reactions from the community were mixed. Some sided with Kirk, believing that the entire situation was a publicity hoax or a last-ditch attempt to dominate the narrative, while others supported Jasmine, believing that she might have reached a breaking point. However, one thing was certain: the drama was far from ended. Some peculiarities have emerged amid all of this disarray. Kirk's usual controversies are not receiving as much attention as Jasmine's willingness to accept such a modest amount of money for such an important decision. Why $300? Why not a bigger payment to finally resolve the conflict? In the first place, how did it reach this stage? This public spectacle appeared to be having a significant emotional toll. Jasmine has persisted in defending her actions, claiming that they were appropriate. In one of his interviews, he was cited as saying, "This is about being a father, not some bus deal. You don't get to treat a child's future like a commodity. Unquestionably, Kirk supported his child, but he was disturbed and perplexed by his determination to let this matter be reduced to a simple transaction. In a subsequent statement, she said, "If this is what it takes, then I'll accept it. Let's move on and co-parent like adults as the situation grows more complicated." Although she has claimed that she was merely attempting to resolve the dispute amicably, many continue to question whether her intentions are genuine or if she has other plans. "All I want is for us to live in harmony." With both sides digging in their heels and the public becoming increasingly polarized, this is all the makings of a judicial battle. Fans are eagerly awaiting the next development in this unexpected drama while attorneys prepare for war. Will Kirk maintain his position and not allow money to dictate his child's future, or will Jasmine prevail? Will there be a peaceful conclusion to this startling offer? We only know that this custody dispute is still very much in the air and that the drama is far from over. This narrative is just beginning, so keep checking back to see what happens next. It's simply too odd and raises many concerns, leading one to question whether there are more profound problems at work that haven't been identified yet. Will it be resolved or become a scandal of even greater proportions? Jasmine's emotional condition is clearly one of desperation, which is a perilous area, even though Kirk's legal team is doing everything possible to halt her acts. Since it's in the best interests of the child, they filed an official motion a few days ago requesting that the court intervene and prevent any additional financial demands. This isn't a game, and it shouldn't be handled that way, Kirk's attorney said in a statement. For instance, our client will not let anything get in the way of his will to raise his child in a secure, caring atmosphere. The legal dispute is far from simple, though, since Kirk's team is also charged with deceiving Jasmine in an effort to harm her reputation. According to rumors, they plan to contend in court that Jasmine's offer was a component of a bigger scheme to manipulate the child's. With both parties engaging in a dangerous game that jeopardizes not only their futures, but also their reputations, the custody dispute has taken on a life of its own. Unquestionably, the world is currently watching this custody dispute, which has gone viral. Nonetheless, some legal professionals contend that both sides might have misjudged the outcome of this case. Social media is a flurry of activity as Jasmine and Kirk continue to battle about custody. When millions of people are examining your family's problems, would it be possible to move on? Was there anything worse going on underneath the surface? Or was Jasmine really trying to resolve the dispute amicably? What became of the resilient lady who was previously adamant about doing whatever it took to secure her child's future? The fact that this woman who had previously held her job is now making an almost offensive offer is difficult to ignore. Has the custody battle become more about monetary settlements and egos than it was about the welfare of the child? More significantly, will the family be at peace as a result of this unexpected change of events, or will it merely become more confused and divided? Every day, public opinion shifts and legal teams are involved, so everyone is keeping an eye on how this story develops. You won't want to miss what happens next, reclaiming their child if he turns up a tiny amount of money. The conclusion of this family drama is still up in the air, but one thing is for sure, this narrative is just getting started. According to sources acquainted with the case, Jasmine made this odd offer that has astonished everyone after months of legal fighting. While $300 may sound like a lot, it's genuine. How can you, after all, assign a value to something as significant as your child? In support of her decision, Jasmine claims she isn't selling her child and is only seeking a calm method to end the. Jasmine clarified, "I just want peace in this bitter custody battle. Kirk isn't having any of it, but I'm willing to go with $300 is all it takes to put an end to this craziness." He's enraged and claims that doing the right thing is more important than making money. What's actually going on here? Will Kirk take the offer, or is this the beginning of something even more disastrous? As the news begins to spread, things are going to become crazy, so hold on tight. Sharply split on one side, who believed that Jasmine's offer was a cry for help, a lady who had been struggling for too long and was now just seeking an escape route. No matter how odd it appeared, they said that the fact that she was willing to move on for just $300 showed how stressed and emotionally spent she had been during this long struggle. Jasmine was cited as saying, "I just want to move on with my life." Wow. Some couldn't comprehend it, but they said, "This is how we solve family disputes now. Just pay people off to get what you want. It's about the child, not cash," the shocked neighbor told a local news outlet in a private interview with an unnamed source. "This isn't about money, it's about finally finding peace. The constant back and forth has been draining. I just want my life back." Memes, arguments, and contentious conversations erupted on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as the hashtag Jasmine Kirk story went global. Some joked about launching a GoFundMe to raise the $300, while another meme said, "When your baby mama wants $300 to stop making your life a living hell." Locals were stunned by station Jasmine's decision, which garnered national attention. People began to question Jasmine and Kirk's moral character, turning the entire incident into a social media spectacle that went global. How this family went from fiercely defending their child to being embroiled in a financial battle over custody was a question that many people had. The media struggled to gather enough news organizations around the country to follow the pattern as the discussion went on, with some referring to it as the greatest. The public's excitement with this spectacular change of events only served to stoke the fire, despite some people wondering how things had gotten so out of control. But it wasn't as simple as the headlines implied. According to people close to both Kirk and Jasmine, they had both enlisted elite legal teams to handle the case behind the scenes. Reached an all-time high, lawyers on both sides began discussing the possibility of a high-stakes legal battle, which heightened the tension. In a televised appearance, a legal expert stated that this is a spectacle that is being seen by everyone, and it goes beyond a custody dispute. It's difficult to see beyond Jasmine's unexpectedly low offer because both parties seem to be adamant about their stances. The most disturbing aspect of it all was the potential impact on the child involved in this legal dispute. Was the child's welfare the true focus, or had it devolved into an egotistical show? As one internet commenter put it, "I don't know what's worse, the money or the spectacle. It's like watching a soap opera unfold in real life while the world watched in disbelief." The fact that a youngster is being forced to endure this nonsense. Most online commenters chastised Jasmine for her unorthodox decision, saying things like, "You can't sell your kid." One tweet said, "This is a new love." Kirk also received harsh criticism for allegedly exploiting the situation and turning the custody dispute into a personal pride issue rather than one that was about what was best for the. When someone tweeted that it's become a war of egos, with neither party taking the child into consideration and simply focused on winning, the internet erupted in horror. Although a small but loud minority expressed support for Jasmine's decision, many others argued that if this is how Jasmine and Kirk behaved in public, then neither of them is suitable to care for the child. Maybe $300 is her way after years of waging this struggle. As hostilities escalated, it became evident that a simple settlement would not be the end of this issue. According to experts, the legal dispute can last for months and negatively impact Kirk's and Jasmine's emotional and financial well-being. If this is what it takes for her to move on with her life, then I'm all for it, a commenter on a widely shared post stated. Anonymous cautioned that Jasmine, Kirk, and their child may suffer significant consequences as a result of this case. The narrative has already been altered by public opinion, and it is difficult to foresee the potential harm to their relationship and the welfare of their child if the media continues to play a role. But one thing is certain, the damage has already been done, regardless of the outcome of this case. The court of public opinion is equally as significant as the courtroom battles as the case develops. Stable public perceptions of Jasmine and Kirk have been destroyed, and their once private lives are now exposed to the world's scrutiny due to the internet's buzz and the mounting court dates. From here, where do Kirk and Jasmine go? It is clear that this is no longer a simple custody issue. Instead, it has evolved into a. But one thing is for sure, this is not an over-the-top narrative. It reflects the messy side of contemporary family dynamics, and the country has been enthralled by the drama, theatrics, and plain ridiculousness of it all. What follows? Will Jasmine and Kirk's relationship still be able to be saved? Will the court have the final word in this matter, or will the ongoing media circus keep getting out of hand? We'll be here to keep you updated at every stage of this custody dispute, which is far from ended. We know you don't want to miss a second of this story's rapid development, so stay tuned for further updates. Will Kirk and Jasmine work things out, or will this ridiculous $300 offer ruin their lives forever? How do you feel about Jasmine's proposal? Is she trying to find serenity in the messiest way imaginable, or is it a sign of desperation? Is Kirk obligated to act in his child's best interests, or should he just ignore this? Kindly leave your remarks in the space provided below. Is there something more serious going on here, or is this just another low moment in the family circus reality TV show? Click like to share with us. You won't want to miss this custody battle's next chapter, which will be even more astounding. If Jasmine and Kirk ever get to meet in person, please let us know. To ensure you don't miss any more startling updates on this bizarre story, subscribe to be the first to know when the next startling development occurs. Press the notification bell. Is this a custody dispute or a settlement? Just the beginning of something even crazy. Be sure to watch for the next bombshell, because you know it's coming.